National Nutrition Month, celebrated each year during March, focuses on the importance of making informed food choices and developing sound eating and physical activity habits. The theme for National Nutrition Month 2020 is Eat Right, Bite by Bite. Coming up on Polk Place, we will talk with the Florida Department of Health in Polk County. Make sure you stick around. Welcome to Polk Place. I'm your host, Lauren Lingell. Joining me in studio, we have Nicole Riley, who is the Public Information Officer at the Florida Department of Health in Polk. Nicole, welcome. It's always nice to have you on the show to talk about the many things you have a hand in.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here today.
Fantastic. So, National Nutrition Month, that gives us a great platform to talk about some things, huh?
Yes, yeah. National Nutrition Month takes place every month or every year in March, and it's a really great time for us as the health department to be able to remind residents and get our public health message out there about the importance of nutrition and how we're nourishing our body on a day-to-day basis. I don't know if you're aware, but obesity in Polk County is really, really high. Approximately 70% of our adult population here in Polk County is overweight or obese. And about 40% of our 6th grade students are also overweight or obese. And it's really high.
That's no good. That's no good. I can only imagine the number of problems that stem from that.
Yes, and that's our concern is obesity is a contributing factor to other chronic diseases such as diabetes, heart disease, and stroke. So it's important, especially for observances this time of year, for us to not highlight obesity, but to kind of bring awareness about healthy habits to reduce the incidence of obesity, which then reduces the incidence of other chronic diseases.
Well, let's talk about the young people for a second. What's going on that these kiddos are in such a high percentile? I mean, did we do away with recess, or like what's going on?
Well, we do have community groups in place that are looking at this and assessing this. The health department actually participates in Polk Vision's Building a Healthier Polk initiative. Mm-hmm. That initiative has 7 different branches that are looking at the health of Polk residents as a whole. One of which we participate on is the primary care team. And they are looking at these statistics and looking to ways to address this across the county to help that instance. One of the ways they're doing that actually is partnering with pediatric offices. We are also implementing it with our own WIC clinics, but we are working to prescribe what we're calling a 5210 Healthy Habits campaign. Obesity, the incidence of obesity has a lot of different factors that can contribute to it, one of which is just daily habits that take place. And so this prescription, this 5210 prescription, hones in on those healthy habits and what we can do as individuals to work on our day-to-day habits to make them a little bit healthier, to make ourselves healthier.
So tell me more about this 5210 prescription.
So a 5210 prescription or healthy habits, that term is interchangeable. Mm-hmm. But 5 stands for 5 fruits or vegetables, or consuming 5 fruits or vegetables every day. I know it is so easy for my day-to-day just to, grab what's easy, and right. I'm not often thinking about how many fruits or vegetables I'm putting in my diet every day. So the 5 in 5210 stands for 5 fruits or vegetables. Make your plate more colorful.
Right, and a lot of times people forget that a serving of a fruit or a vegetable doesn't necessarily mean the whole thing.
Right.
It may be half of an apple or half of a of a large apple, I should say, or half of an avocado or something. It's not like a whole watermelon or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Or even salads that have different fruits or vegetables in them, or looking at the sides that we're eating for lunch or dinner. And it's really, when you're going about your day to day, if you think of that 5, it actually is a reminder to maybe swap a healthy choice rather than going for the chips. Maybe I grab an apple to, let's get one of my 5 fruits or vegetables in. So it serves as a good reminder. That's 5. 2 is 2 hours or less of screen time a day. So I know, like you and I, that might be difficult.
We're offenders.
We are. We work
offenders.
on the computer. So outside of your usual work day, I mean, we have to be on the computers for work, or some have to be on the TV or in front of the TV for their day-to-day work. But this is, think outside of your day-to-day job. That could be tablets or watching shows, binging Netflix in the evening, even our cell phones. It's so easy to kind of get locked in on videos or TikTok.
Do you know there's actually like a thing going around that people would rather keep their cell phone than give it up for a year and win $1 million?
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
like I feel completely inadequate without my cell phone. We've become very dependent, so I think this is a good rule.
Yes, yeah, just to keep the 2-hour mark at 2 hours or less would be ideal outside of your usual
And
work
especially
day.
for kiddos, because they, this isn't, 40 years ago where you did this cool thing outside and played, So it's a different world now, and now we have all these electronic devices, and kids are getting smarter, and you have 6-year-olds playing games on iPads, and it's a good thing to limit.
Yeah, absolutely. And video games kind of fall into that too for the kids. But that leads us to number 1, because 1 is 1 hour or more, approximately an hour of physical activity. And that could be, for kids, that could be going outside and playing in the backyard, playing on a swing set, going to a park, running around with their sister or brother,
Right?
kicking a soccer ball outside, kind of like what you said. We're not so quick to let the kids be outside and play as often as maybe we were once upon a time, because it's easy for them to, hang out and watch a movie or play video games. And so,
But with Polk County, we have so many beautiful parks and so many opportunities to, spend some family time outside, go for a walk. Wonderful things like that as well.
yeah, absolutely. And specifically even in Bartow, there are a lot of sidewalks. I mean, I know it in our neighboring counties or neighboring cities as well, but just even going out for walks, if you've got kids, pushing them in a stroller or a wagon, or somewhere where you could go and, like you said, play in the parks or on the playground, and let them burn some energy and just enjoy the outdoors.
Burn it up.
Yeah. So, and then lastly, the 0 of 52100 is 0 sugar sweetened drinks. So that is something that I know I'm guilty of. I know it's easy even for kids. Sugar is in anything and everything these days. So being mindful of the drinks that we're consuming too, because that added sugar on top of maybe sugar you're having in your meal, or just kind of thinking of that and being mindful of that. It's just added sugar that's not needed in our diet.
The biggest conspiracy of my adult life was cranberry cocktail. There is sugar in that cranberry juice.
Yes.
And so it's like, oh, you need to get like the pure cranberry juice if you want to stay away from the sugar. And I'm like, no wonder it tasted so good.
Yes, yeah.
So it's those kinds of things that you don't really think about. That makes really good sense.
It does make a difference. And I mean, even with kids, it's easy to kind of pour them juice. I know I grew up on drinking a lot of juice, and it's easy to let those same habits carry over. But 1% or a low-fat milk is ideal. Water, even for kids, I try and be conscious of that, even with my own girls, to do water, and they love it, thankfully. But it's hard when it's the other stuff tastes so good too. So just being mindful of those things, and incorporating some of those goals, if not all of those goals, into your day-to-day habit can make a huge impact on just your day-to-day life and health, overall health.
So just to kind of recap, we have the majority or a good portion of the adults in Polk County are overweight or obese. A large percentage of children are overweight or obese. So this is a problem, not for them. This is a problem for our county. This is a health problem because a lot of, as you said, chronic diseases stem from these types of things. What were some of them again? I can't remember off the top of my head.
Heart disease, diabetes, stroke are some of the big chronic diseases that obesity contributes to.
So these are some things that we really want to pay attention to because certainly we don't, want our kids growing up and having heart attacks young. We don't want to lose our parents and grandparents to something that we have control over. Mm-hmm. It's a habit, absolutely, and it's a tough one, but it could literally prolong your life.
Chronic diseases in Polk County are also a major cause of death and preventable hospital stay here in our county. And as we just addressed, obesity is a contributing factor to that. So it's important really to think about the day-to-day habits. 5210 is something just easy to remember as you're going throughout your day. I know that, since we've used it at the health department, it's helped me be a little more mindful of, oh, maybe I should reach for that fruit or vegetable instead of the chips. But just incorporating those little habits, little by little, can make for big improvements and changes. Since we've started this prescription program, we just actually concluded our 2019 campaign, and we over 1,200 prescriptions were given out across the county, which is really great. And so of those 1,200 prescriptions, approximately 3,000 goals were made. So
that's
individuals
fantastic.
or families chose the goal. For their goals, they can choose one or more of the 5210, and so they pick one of those goals to work, one or two of those goals to work on. And so just in 2019 alone, there were approximately 3,000 goals, or over 3,000 goals that were made.
That is so encouraging, and it just takes changing one little thing. You don't have to change them all, just pick one. Yeah. And that's the start to a healthier life.
Yes, yeah. So, we're looking forward to 2020, and we're hoping to, I know that the initiative is hoping to bring on more primary care providers too, so that we can reach more families and children and, share the news about 5210 and just how we can incorporate healthier habits.
Well, fantastic. Great things coming down for Polk.
Yes,
so,
yeah.
Well, Nicole, thank you so much for being here.
Oh, thanks for having me.
It's always a pleasure talking with you.
You too.
5 or more servings of fruits or vegetables, 2 or fewer hours of screen time, 1 or more hours of physical activity, and zero sweetened beverages is the thought behind 5210 Healthy Habits campaign. They are based on research about what makes children healthy. All children, no matter what their size, benefit from eating enough fruits and vegetables, and adults too. Closely monitoring and limiting their screen time, being physically active, and avoiding sweetened beverages. Lots of people and places are influential in the lives of children and their families. We can all do our part to promote the 5210 message and support its goals. By working together, we can make a big impact on the health of children. For more information locally, you can give the Florida Department of Health in Polk County a call at 863-519-7900 or look them up on the web at www.polk.floridahealth.gov.